Hey guys, welcome back to another video. This time it's going to be on Advanced Warfare again, even though this game's life cycle is almost over. It's going to be brought to you this time on Detroit, playing some team deathmatch with my brother over the weekend, enjoying some of that double XP. But I have a lot of news to cover in this video, and I should have another one up either following this one or the next one. So recently Treyarch started for the last month before Black Ops 3 comes out. Live stream Friday revealing some more information, some other secret stuff that hasn't been fully published yet. This Friday they broke it down with the last specialist they finally unveiled, which he looks crazy awesome. I cannot wait to get my hands on him on November 6th. But they also revealed a new multiplayer map, courtesy of GameSpot.com is where I'm getting this information from, because I didn't watch the live stream 100%, and I will link a description directly to it in my video. Activision has Treyarch revealed a new multiplayer map and specialist character for the upcoming shooter video, Black Ops 3. As revealed in Activision's new weekly video series, the map is called Redwood, and the 9th and final specialist confirmed is Firebreak. The video features insight directly from multiplayer designer Dan Bunting and the overall design director David Vonderhaar. As you could possibly guess, the Redwood map is set in the Redwood Forest of Northern California. Bunting described the map as very different from any map featured in Black Ops 3 or the franchise overall. It was also the very last multiplayer map developed for the game, so Bunting and Vonderhaar got to put everything they learned from all the other previous maps into this one and really go out on a bang. The new character Firebreak, his focus is on fire powers. The character wields a flamethrower weapon called a Purifier that is capable of clearing a room. Firebreak also has an ability called Heat Wave, which overwhelms and incapacitates enemy with a blast of heat. I did get to see like a little gif of this on my Twitter timeline, and I got to see the flamethrower. The flamethrower is not, the range on it is very weak, kind of similar to a shotgun. But other than that, if you can get to jump on the enemy, if you're a really fast moving player that's really got your movement on point, you should be pretty dominant on a medium to short range map. Depending on how good of a player you are, even long range per se. But that heat wave, the GIF thing showed a guy coming around behind him, popping it, and there's 3 guys in front of him, and it kind of like disoriented him, slows him down, and it gives you the upper hand to just go ham on them with your gun, whatever you want to do. It's kind of like, it looked like a concussion grenade hit him, is my best, but it's just like a heat wave. It didn't get to see their point of view, it was just that little character, a really short GIF. So I'm assuming you see probably like a heat wave on your screen, which is a really, really cool effect, I'm assuming, because they put some serious work into this. And with that being, you see the heat wave on your screen, you're really hard to move, and I'm assuming the blast radius for the heat wave is pretty big, kind of like the gravity spikes. Just big enough that where you, say you jumped in, so we'll use headquarters as an example. I know that's not back, but could you imagine playing headquarters, you jump in from flank with that, and you just go ham and then pop it? That would be crazy. One more thing before we move on to the next thing I want to talk about in this video. I'm going to read you an article from GameZone talking about a real detailed layout of the map from the live stream. As the name suggests, it's a medium-sized map set in the Redwoods in Northern California. It's very different from any other map that we have in the game or we've done in the past, explained Treyarch's Dan Bunting. The map is said to exist a little bit outside of some of the core fiction of the game, but it lives inside the universe. Parts of the map were shown off during the live stream, which I said I didn't get to see, revealing a military placement with sky bridges that connected between different trees. It's a very picturesque, serene setting for the mayhem that happens in war, Bunting said of the Redwood. Now it makes me wonder how happy and vibrant it's going to look compared to most of the other maps, because Black Ops is set in a very dark universe. Looks aside, though, Redwood is said to be one of the most balanced maps for Black Ops 3's new chain-based movement system. I'm assuming where it's got all the tall trees and the flanking routes. It's going to be really good, kind of like Titanfall's wall running, where you could bounce between trees and rocks and coves. In terms of map development goes from a production point of view, this came fairly late in the development cycle. It was the last map that was made, and that lets you make and develop the core movement system in the context of the best understanding of how to do so with all the experience and everything to that point, explained David Vonderhaar. We had the benefit of having the maturity of the entire development process to really master our understanding of how to design space for movement at bunting. It's a really broad range. Some of the core principles we always want to have these really strong destinations on the map that players want to fight over. And this map has 3 to 4 dominant positions around the map that are spread out in a good way. So this map's probably going to be a really, really great map for ground war. Or not ground war, domination and hardpoint. All the navigation between them has a lot of diversity, but in visual, aesthetic, and gameplay it's a lot of fun. Bunting also teased that there's one area of the map for those who master Black Ops 3 movements gain a really advantages point of position. All it requires you to do is a flawless execute, a wall run to a double jump to another wall run to a double jump. Simple, right? So what do you guys think of that little description of what a little small snippet of like the live stream? I'm thinking it's going to sound good. They probably put a lot of time and effort in this. There's probably going to be a lot of hidden places that you can get to. Because for a map like that, there's probably going to be places you can get up like on the trees or branches. Who knows? You might be able to do a hidden like movement system and get up to a high vantage point for like a good sniper. So just imagine Search and Destroy if you can spawn on the left side of the map. There's a bunch of trees there. You wall run, you get up there. How crazy would that be, right? Or with the bow and arrow. Just hide up there and wait for like the hard point to get near you if that's a thing, and then jump down and surprise your enemy. That'd be crazy. One of the next things I like to talk about in this video that Treyarch's been releasing the past couple, I don't want to say weeks, but within the last week or so, they released 2 trailers on it. I can't remember if I covered the first trailer or not, because I like to not cover every single thing that mostly everybody else covers. I like to cover stuff I think you guys might be interested in or seems important, which this one's a CyberCore trailer which explores control abilities. The cybernetic enhancements you can use in Treyarch's Call of Duty Black Ops 3 are the CyberCore control abilities. These abilities concern themselves with taking control of robotics that just aren't using your enemies robotic allies against each other. So it means you can take control if you're having trouble in a spot, say you're playing Veteran or the new Realistic difficulty, and there's like 6-7 robots that you're having a hell of a time killing. If you can pop your control ability and use them to fight each other or slip by, or use them to fight each other and then take them all out. For instance, the first ability allows you to reprogram a robot to have it fight for you, even if its health is a little. So it means you can program a robot, have it go in first to a room, see how many enemies are there, let it be bait, help it run it through the whole level. Another ability lets you take control of a drone and fire upon your foes. So kind of like that HCXD that you can get in multiplayer. You can hack one of those and then shoot down your enemies with it. The next one is Surge. It's an electrical attack of sorts that short-circuit a robot and his surrounding allies or crash drones into enemies if they're close enough. This one seems like an EMP wave. So say you're out in the open, or you go out towards the end of a mission and all hell's breaking loose. You pop that Surge and take out the first wave of enemies and kill some drones in the air that may fall down and some other enemies you can't reach right away, and help you put the odds in your favor. And the final one they showed in the video is Ravage. It lets you rip out an enemy's electrical core and throw it into your enemies like an explosive. This one is really cool, because I watched the video on it. This one, in the video, it showed you going into like a dark, looked like a boiler room with some robots in it. There was one robot separated by itself. He grabbed the core out of the robot, like ripped it straight out, where you have your cybernetic enhanced arm, pulled it out. The robot fell to the ground. You seen like it looked like Terminator style juices flowing from it. He goes around the other side, but there's 3 robots, throws it at him like C4, and I mean they explode and go down. I mean it was crazy. Treyarch are going all out this year with all the new abilities, all the new campaign features. They're really taking full effect of all the new hardware that you have. And that's just the beginning, guys. Just imagine, say COD's around for another 5 years. Just imagine 5 years into this cycle how much more there's going to be to this. And even taking it a little bit further with the new Oculus Rift and Morpheus, just imagine playing Call of Duty with that virtual headset on. How crazy that would be. I mean, it's just the tip of the iceberg. Not even COD, Halo, all those main games and all the new stuff you expect from all the new games you're seeing, the new IPs. One of the next few bits of information I want to cover in this video. It was recently discovered after it was showed by Charlie Intel because a guy tweeted a pic out and Charlie Intel had covered it. You could, on the Xbox One, which Call of Duty moved platforms to PS4, so all DLC exclusivity goes 30 days to PS4 before Xbox. But on Xbox, this for some reason, you could preload all the way up to 44.9 gigs out of 45. So everything except for probably the day one patch. And you couldn't on PlayStation, and I don't know if you still can on PlayStation. I'll have to look into that and I'll let you guys know in the next video. But there's a lot of controversy going around, and then a few hours later, people are tweeting out they couldn't figure out what happened, and digital pre-ordering for Black Ops 3 went down, and you could no longer do it anymore. And Activision and game retailers were saying you had to pretty much buy it, a physical copy of the game. And they still have not fixed it. I know Activision, I think, tweeted out something saying they're working with Xbox to get it pulled back up and put back on the market as soon as possible. But there's been no word still, and that was before the weekend got here. Seems a little iffy. Just imagine, I know it's not ever going to happen, just imagine if COD went PS4 only. Do you think Xbox would be completely dead? I know we're losing in sales because I play on everything. But just imagine that. Just think how mad Xbox consumers would be. I mean, I'd be pretty upset, but I mean, I could still play it because I own a PS4. And I like to record on everything. I think every system's good and bad in its own way. And I think everything will be where it needs to be. Maybe about a year's time from now. I know that both systems been out for a while and new features are coming and old features are going. Yada, yada, yada. But just imagine that, because, I mean, it completely pulled, and it doesn't seem like they're in too much of a hurry for a game that big. I mean, it's one of the top 5 most anticipated games for this Christmas time. That's a big game, a big selling point for a console. Especially for Xbox. Xbox needs any little incentive they can get going for them. And if they're not working on it, they could lose some pre-order sales and cancel. I mean, I'm pretty sure even though you digitally downloaded it, you can just delete it and then get your money back. I mean, if you worked hard enough for it, just like 343 Industries did with the Master Chief Collection when it launched, because it was so bad and buggy. Because, I mean, Microsoft would have to honor it. I mean, if you can't get the game digitally, they would have to refund everyone that bought it. So just imagine, because I'm assuming there's probably a few 100,000. I mean, because there's millions of Xbox players, and there's like 4 times the PlayStation players. So just imagine all that refunds, all that money they're losing out. And COD's a big game every year annually, just like Assassin's Creed and all that. Alright guys, we're about out of time for this video. I know I rambled on for quite a while, but I had a lot of stuff I needed to cover where I haven't been uploading as much lately. I've been doing a lot of stuff with the family, and it's Halloween, and I'm going to a lot of haunted houses. I'll try to see if I can vlog one. I know I've never vlogged. I'm not a very big vlogger. So stay tuned. You may be able to see that on my channel. Also, I'm going to be covering all the beta stuff. Jarek put out a big list of beta stuff. So be forward to that and a couple other hidden things on this channel. Also, please drop a few likes on this. Let's see if we can get this video to 10 likes. I know that's asking a lot, but I think we can do it. Anyone that supports this channel, I think we can do it. And it ain't too much work. Just click the little like button and be good. You're good for the day. But as always, I'm Raw Dog, and I will see all you guys in the next one. Thanks so much. See you guys.